I'm going to tell a story by Lydia Davis. It's an excerpt from her book, The Cows, published in 2011. It's a very short book, about the length of a short story. And I must say, it's a rather odd book, for one simple reason. It has no plot. There is no story arc with a beginning, middle, and end. The entire book consists of detailed descriptions of cows. I know what you're thinking. That's what I thought. Sounds like an unlikely premise for a good book. But I found it quite engaging. So here goes. Each new day, when they come out from the far side of the barn, it's like the next act, or the start of an entirely new play. They amble out from the far side of the barn with their rhythmic, graceful walk, and it is an occasion, like the start of a parade. Sometimes the second and third come out in stately procession, while the first has stopped and stands still, staring. They come out from behind the barn as if something is going to happen, and then nothing happens. Or we pull back the curtain in the morning, and they are already there in the early sunlight. They are deep, inky black. Their bodies are entirely black, but they have white on their faces. On the faces of two of them are large patches of white, like a mask. On the face of the third, there is only a small patch on the forehead. Today, two of them appear halfway out from behind the barn, standing still. 10 minutes later, the third comes out into the field, after the other two have already chosen their spots, quite far apart. She could choose to join either one. She goes deliberately to the one in the far corner. Does she prefer the presence of that cow? Or does she prefer that corner? Or is it more complicated, that corner seems more appealing because of the presence of that cow? One of them thinks there's a reason to walk briskly to the far corner of the field, but the other thinks there is no reason. Stands still where she is. At first, she stands still while the other walks away briskly. But then she changes her mind and follows. She follows, but stops halfway there. Is it that she has forgotten why she was going there? Or that she has lost interest? How often they stand still and slowly look around, as if they've never been there before. Just because they are so still, their attitude seems philosophical. They are not disappointed in us, or do not remember being disappointed. If one day, when we have nothing to offer them, they lose interest and turn away, they will have forgotten their disappointment by the next day. We know because they look up when we first appear and don't look away. Sometimes they advance together as a group in little relays. One takes courage from the one in front of her and moves forward a few steps, passing her by just a little. Then the one farthest back gains courage from the one in front and moves forward until she, in turn, is the leader. And so, in this way, taking courage from each other, they advance together. Two of them are starting a lively game of butt your head when a car goes by and they stop to look. She bucks, stiffly rocking back and forth. This excites another one to butt heads with her. When they are done butting heads, one of them stands still, looking straight ahead, as though wondering what she just did. It is hard to believe that a life could be this simple, but it is, just this simple. It is the life of a ruminant, a protected domestic ruminant. Just as it is hard for us in our garden to stop weeding, because there's always another weed there in front of us. It may also be hard for her to stop grazing, because there are always a few more blades of fresh grass just ahead of her. One of them gives birth to a calf. Then a second calf is born to a second cow. The third cow could not be bred because she refused to get into the van to be taken to the bull. Then, a few months later, they wanted to take her to be slaughtered. But she would not get into the van to be taken to the slaughter. So, she is still there.